a CT defense. We're going to be seeing the Australian side mirror what we saw in Inferno and lock it down to say, so to say. MVP of the match is live. Let's see. Perry going to be buying up the utility alongside in solo, Smoke, and a Molotov. This might signal they're going towards B. Molotov to ricochet off the door, as you see Hats in front of him on towards Heaven. Ricochet that onto the door, onto the bomb to deny the defuse. So it's probably going to be a B, eventual B take.
So aggression coming around early from Hats as well. Could have been very useful, but they actually do regroup back round. Liaz will get the opening frag though as he takes down Solo. What more can he achieve? They're trying to find some extra frags. Everyone is actually going down very quickly. Zeph as well goes for the early push towards Connector. He's hammering back on the trigger, but can't quite find the frag just yet. He will take down Liaz now as they fall into a 3 versus 2 snods. Ace Sight is a little bit awkward in this fight. Zeph still trying to get more. They're pushing him from all angles. He finds the headshot as well. This man is crispy. But unfortunately, Hats is crispier as he takes that frag.
First round going in favor of the Australian side there. MVP, you have a Smoke and a Molotov, and you still opt to go towards A. I'm trying to think of where you can utilize the Molotov, maybe behind Green Train. Even if you molly out Connect, you're really giving an advantage to the CT side because the closer you are towards the Molotov, obviously, the more you can see over it. So already some strange play from the Korean side as they do lose the first round to Kings. Taking that first round in the CT side is so crucial in terms of the economy as well, how it sets you up for the rest of the half. Obviously, if the Ts win the pistol, CT's force buy, suddenly into that first buy, they're going to be lacking grenades, utility, smokes, and potential AWPs as well. So far, so good if you're an Australian fan. But as I say that, Zeph chimes with a massive deagle.
Yep, nice little opening frag there. We need to see more of this as well. When they're into these situations, players like this are so effective with those Eagles. They do have a very, very good understanding of how to get those nice little openers. So if we can see more of that, that'd be absolutely beautiful. Obviously, Kings at a bit of a disadvantage, but they do have the upgraded firepower, so their arsenal will be strong to back them up as this round goes on.
Man advantage still for the Deagle from Zeph. Solo picking up the FAMAS as well, but the problem is he's not got any Kevlar. In an ideal scenario here, you drop the FAMAS over to Perry so you can back that rifle with armor. Nevertheless, though, 1 minute left on the clock here. Glock still into play for HSK. He's trying to find out some information.
Push coming around, but Wizard's going to get 2. Imagine also comes in 1. A little bit awkward for HSK here as he will try and do some damage with his Glock, but he couldn't quite get it together. It's all on Perry now. He has his Deagle out. Wizard's very low as well, and he's close by. He has just spotted him, I believe, but the push is actually going down from Sicko. It only takes 1 tag from this scout to remove him. He finds the headshot on towards Imagine. There's actually quite a few casualties there. They lose 2 players on the side of Kings. They do get the round, but at least there's rebuys being forced. That economy isn't going to be as strong as it could have been.
Pause going to be coming in here as there is a problem, a technical problem for the side of MVP. Obviously, right now they have roughly $2,000, $3,000 in the bank after getting the bomb done in the first round. So they went for a half buy into the previous round. They could have gone for the AK buy in this current round here, round number 3, but instead they opted to go for some smokes and some upgraded pistols. You saw the Deagles coming out from Zeph and Co. Strange, really. Typically what happens is, when you get the bomb down in the first round for the T side, you eco in round number 2, and then you come with that AK, that 5 AK bar, you know, light utility, smoke, flashbang and whatnot, into round number 3, where you're playing with the firepower advantage versus the CTs that have the FAMASs and the scouts and whatnot, but instead, MVP opting to go for some Deagles instead. Maybe a misplay. Nevertheless, they are waiting for the players to come back in the server.
Yeah, obviously get that issue fixed and then dive straight back in with the action. A good start for Kings, though. Much needed, obviously. You get that CT start, you need to try and build yourself a nice buffer of rounds to aid you as this develops. So I feel like MVP as well, they're going to capitalize as much as possible. If they find any cracks here, they're going to be able to just chip their way through, do an awful lot of damage, and try and slow down Kings as much as possible. So coming in with a good little opener is going to be effective for them. It just depends how much they can keep this up.
Especially as well for a team like Kings, they need to get these early rounds on the board, get confidence on your star players. I mean, I spoke about it as well when we were casting the Inferno game, how pivotal it is to have even just eco kills, but early kills on your star players. You want Wizard, Liaz to get the early frags, to get themselves into the matchup, get warm, and get ready to roll over that first half and try and lock it down in the CT side. Perry is back in the server, and we are going to be resuming this matchup as we are going to be going live very shortly.
Yeah, obviously the issue has been sorted, and we'll be ready to continue this game. The first map of this best of 3 to decide who is going to be going home and who will be keeping their spot alive in Group A.
Yeah, coming out with that second seed is so crucial for these teams. Obviously, if Kings make it out, then that means both the Australian sides have secured their spot, making it into the bracket play of the minor. Regardless, though, round number 3 will begin. It's going to be the eco coming up from MVP. No sense of Kevlar, just upgraded P250s here onto a few players, but apart from that, should be very one-sided in favor of Kings. And as well, around where they can stack up some cash here playing versus the unarmored opponents.
Oh, you see the early push there as well. Leah's going to be able to find one as he takes down Glow very quickly. There's more coming through as well. There's the response, actually. Beats 50 headshot on towards Wizard. Leah should just make mincemeat out of them when they push in. He just has to hold the angle right now. They don't have too much range to actually play with. He's keeping them at bay, but he's at least got info that there is a few players situated towards B. That bomb is repositioning back round, though.
Molotov will flush out solo. Not going to go for the peek just yet. Still, though, 4 versus 4, regardless of the man numbers, going to be favouring Kings running on the CT side. They're the ones with the armour, the firepower, and of course utility to back up as well. No Kevlar for these players, just pistols and one up. They will get one kill here and there. HSK does find one with the FAMAS, but eventually will be taken down, and 3 players surviving for the side of Kings. We're going to round number 4, the first buy round about to come into fruition.
Yeah, looking good there, as they do get all 3 rounds off the back of the pistol. This is where that reinvestment will come out from MVP. It's going to be interesting to see what they actually go for in this opening buy round. I want to see what default they're going to be running here and how they're actually going to be playing this out. So we do have the AWP buy on HSK, so at least we're going to see that bad boy in action.
So, first buy, Sicko with the AWP. So far for Kings, it is only the one AWP setup, of course. Speaking about the Inferno matchup, where having Hats and Sicko wield the dual AWP was so crucial for themselves to find so many rounds on their CT half and Inferno. Can they do that again once they are on the defensive side? Anyway, though, aggression here from Wizard towards Popdog. Has his teammate as well to back him up. I believe that's Liaz playing double pop control. And what this means is, having such a forward position, if an execution was to come in, right, you are in front of the smokes, you're in front of the flashbangs, you avoid all of those issues, and suddenly you can mow down those players, exiting Popdog and, of course, exiting teammate.
Solo with the entry there, though, as he takes down Sicko. That's that AWP already out of commission, Snods. That is not the start they want. Luckily, Hats gets a molly down to try and do a little bit of damage as they push their way through. He will find the first, but couldn't get the second. He needs to get that second shot off, really. Wizard will trade back, though. They're in this 3 versus 3 now, but Zeph from the elevated angle can ray down Hellfire from above. Glow's going to get the bomb planted as well. They've secured B-side control. They just need to play together now. They are going to work their way back up. They don't have the Molotov to aid them into this. And there is Wizard in position. If he peeks round, he should get an easy frag on towards Glow here. But you can see he's dubious. He knows that he could be in position, so he will just hold the angle. Won't extend too far. Wizard making noise as well. Takes the fight, but loses his base. And there's another frag coming through. Imagine will go down. Zeph gets the kill. A close buy round, but it is going to go in favor of MVP.
2v2. Going to be favoring the Korean side as they take the first buy round. Still only 2 players surviving. Bomb was planted, of course. Question is, how much money are they going to have once they've invested in buying up on all of the players? AWP. I don't believe the AWP was saved, though, as it was 2 AKs that survived the round. So AWP going to be dropped over to HSK. That's going to be expensive buy, nevertheless, though. 4 AKs and AWP for the side of MVP. And then for Kings, going to be going for the eco. This is a round where it doesn't really matter too much about the fact that MVP's money is low. Versus the eco, they have to stack up cash, have to have 4 or 5 stay alive, and have a clean round.
Yeah, just do whatever they can into this one. A very aggressive burst straight out as well. Just want to try and go for the fast and furious players that will slip their way towards that A-bomb. So they do get the early entry as well, as Liaz will go down. A few CTs close by as they are going to attempt to do something here. Obviously, the light investments has upgraded pistols. Glow should just make quick work of anyone that faces him, though, from this angle. It's going to be very easy to find these frags. They do peek out, but Imagine also going down. It's just target practice for him right now.
Exactly that. Getting these players into the groove of the game. Hats finds one with the CZ, but eventually gets traded out by Perry. 4 alive so far. Hats trying to save the CZ and Kevlar. Most likely to be buy from the Australian side anyway into the next round. But then again, if Hats can save his Kevlar, does save himself $750. And of course, that means extra utility.
There you have it, though. MVP going to be getting that second round on the trot, obviously, as they just had a much better arsenal into that one. The investment was in their favor massively. Kings just not quite able to get it together. They finally will have cash to play with once again. Let's see what they're going to opt to go for here.
So, it's going to be the second buy round. 3 and 4's put up so far. Liaz probably going to be buying one as well. Could even go for a FAMAS as well. He wants extra utility, but instead we'll be going for the M4 as expected. So, 4 M4's, UMP for Sicko, but they are going to be lacking that AWP for the primary AWP of the Australian side. MVP can have the AWP on their primary AWP HSK, and then 4 AKs as well to round off the rest of the full buy here. Aggression towards Popdog as well, as he spots out the first play above Red Train, but eventually gets wallbanged by Wizard. But a fast reply trade from Zeph means we are to the 4 versus 4.
Yeah, this is nice. Smoke goes in as well, so Zeph actually isolated. He can't try and go for the peak or do any more damage with that AWP. He's going to reposition around though. Chucks it up, actually wants to grab the AK and get that weapon out of there so they can't try and recover it. Smart stuff. As he will drop it back to solo now as they slow it down ever so slightly. Reposition around. Look like they actually want to take light Ivy control.
So they have one player towards that B site. It's going to be solo. Has smokes as well and utility, so he can try and sell a fake towards the B site. Have the remainder of the Korean side towards Ali. Try and have solo. Sell a fake towards B. Force an extra rotation. Have 2 towards B, 2 towards A for the side of Kings. And exploit a 3 versus 2 towards that A site via Ivy.
Molotov's going to go down, set the entire place ablaze. You can see they're a little bit dubious now as well. They're trying to question it and work out what exactly could be mustering and getting built up towards the B bomb site, when in reality it is going to be the A site. It's getting ready to be striked upon. The molly and smoke comes out towards Ivy. Glow will be the entry as he slowly makes his way through. Can Imagine deny this push and actually slow them down? He needs to be the stopping line, but he can't quite do it. Immediately he's removed, and they've slipped their way in towards the bomb site. Liaz will get one, but the trade's back in favor of Perry. Perry as well, a second as he's doubling it up. It's all up to Hats now in a 1v3 scenario. He's going to peek his way around. The smoke's there. Solo has been spotted, loses his head as he tries to keep moving as well. Now Hats with a double as he's just furious on this retake, annihilating everyone in his warpath as he wants to try and pick up this round for the side of Kings. Can he get the third? It's all on Zeph in a 1 versus 1. He picks at the correct time, finds the spray, and denies Kings from getting the round.
Massive round there for MVP. Zeph manages to clutch that one out, even though Hats made it so close. Finds those first 2 kills, but eventually will be taken down from the rear. 3-3, and another low econ round for Kings as they are forced onto just upgraded pistols and no Kevlar bought just yet. But nevertheless, though, strong presence from MVP into these rounds. They play nice, slow, considered Counter-Strike here. They're taking calculated risks. On the T defaults, they are taking control of Ali, they're taking control of T main as well. Or, sorry, showing presence towards T main, I should say. They're making it hard for Kings to guess exactly where MVP are opting to go in the final round. Oh my god!
He's going to be able to set that second shot. It's actually solo with the AK and the entry there as they bound their way in towards this bomb site. Very easy stuff so far. HSK actually doing mincemeat as well, just ripping his way for everyone. It's so easy for him to find these frags with the orbs right now. It's all on Imagine and Hats. No, they're not in great positions. They actually are flanking behind. They might find 1 or 2 frags here if they play their cards right. But once again, it's just another round that is just going to go in favor of MVP. There's not really much that Kings can do with that buy. Yeah,
unfortunately they missed it on the program feed, but watching the game feed, Jack, that first kill from Solo was outrageous. He's holding towards default, and he flicked all the way on top of Green Train and headshot that first player. That was before my rather audacious reaction, but nevertheless, it will be 4-3 as they would claim another round versus Kings. Then again, add that versus the pistol, so you can't really read into it too much. But so far, 4 rounds in a row for the Korean side.
Ooh, Hats with a nice little headshot there as well, so he will find at least 1 kill. They are going to try and recover that weapon, throw it out of there so he can't grab it, as he tries to move his way around as well. Staying alive if possible, as he has that CZ armor. There's no reason for him to just throw that away carelessly. You can see a little bit of paranoia there, but he does get through with what he wanted to save.
If we start seeing another round here, 1 for MVP, are we going to be seeing a pause from Kings? So far, 4 rounds, 1 in a row, but it will be another buy round here for Kings. Let's see what they're going to bring to the party. Will it be a double-off setup? Will it be the single one? Liaz has enough for AWP, but no Kevlar. And instead going to opt for the rifle and go back to what he knows best. So, very similar round, very similar buys, between the 2 teams. 4 rifles, 1 AWP for both of these sides. And the issue here for Kings is they're not really getting these early picks with the AWPs. We're not seeing aggression towards Ali, the AWP pick towards lower. HSK running through the Molotov, burning down to just 8 HP. Let's see if he can still have an impact into this round.
Yeah, not a great start there, obviously incredibly low. They double molly it as well, so he's going to get sent off to the Burns ward, unfortunately, as he will be removed early on. Already that 1 player deficit coming to effect, but Zeph trades it back, the contact angle, because Wizard was just sprinting towards him, trying to achieve something there.
We'll throw the AWP back up, Bob Dog. So we are into the 4 versus 4 now, 1 minute 12 left on the clock into round number 8. AWP still into play for Sicko. Playing towards Sandwich, actually holding in towards A main, playing the aggressive angle here. Leaving just Hats alone towards that B site. Can he be a strong enough anchor here to warden off the aggression from MVP as he's about to be heavily tested? Molotov goes out, 50 seconds left on the clock, but as soon as that Molotov goes, that should telegraph the execution here from MVP.
Hats just waiting for the push to come his way. He needs to be incredibly crisp here, those nods. We need basically 2 frags to come out to buy his teammates that time for the rotate. He has to be on the ball, unless he will struggle as he gets the first, nearly the second, but he goes down. Luckily, Liaz was in position early as he's able to find those headshots now. He can get through as well. Perry and Solo are so low in this scenario, and Imagine has the HE. Depending on where that lands, this could be critical. It does fall short, though. No one's going to get blown out of the server by that just yet, but still, a 3 versus 2 retake in the scenario they're in. This could be so well played by them as they're going to find the headshots. Imagine the elevated angle, just hammering down from above. Knows that he can win it out if he plays like this as they want to push their way through. Just play together. The peak comes round. Sicko will strike with the AWP, and that is another round for Kings. They're keeping it close as it will go 4-4.
First buy round 1 now for Kings on the CT side. Can they chain these together though, Jack? Obviously, 2 players staying alive. Imagine will pick up the AWP from HSK's corpse, which means they can now finally run this double upset that was so prevalent for themselves on Inferno. Question is, or the issue at hand really is, can it have the same impact we saw on Inferno? And if it does, what is the reply going to be from MVP? We've seen some very, very early aggression from HSK, taking some very, very high risk plays. What happens if they start to really pay off though, Jack? How is that going to be impacting Kings?
Things as well, I want to see now if they've actually want to try and go for more of an aggressive style of play on that King side. They've got the double set in play. Sicko as well actually has armor. Previously, the only time we've seen him with an AWP has been a glass cannon setup, and that's why he's been unable to go for those aggressive bursts. And when he has done, he's been instantly punished. We've seen that even with the rifles. Now he's got armor. Is this where we see maybe more a bit of a risky peak? Hats has actually gone for the wide face here, trying to see if anyone is going to try and get that control towards B early. But no one's there just yet.
And that's really the power of the double up setup for your CT side is you can have one up towards B, one up towards A, and you have such a forward angle with the AWP. You have so much information. The only issue is if MVP go towards the A site, and of course, leaving Hats in a retake through connector, through old bomb or backlines, the only issue there is that AWP can be quite awkward to use for the retake. So, 1 minute left on the clock here. Aggressive angle, and Hats finds the first 5 versus 4.
Nicely done there as he will get the initial frag. That's just what he wanted as well. He doesn't want to overextend, overstay his welcome. Gets the early kill, backs off, lives to fight another day.
Smoke goes down towards lower, flashbang towards heaven as well. Kings having the advantage. Don't want to be letting this round slip away. 3 of the players from MVP going back towards the A site, leaving just Zeph alone to try to sell a fake. Question is, are Kings going to be sold?
Oh, Hats, depending on the time, and he should get another frag here as well. As Zeph is slowly playing around, but that smoke will dissipate shortly. He tries to get the kill, but was a little bit flustered. He was in between moving and climbing at the same time. Gets caught out there, and actually will be taken down by that AK. Glow can now immediately go for the plant as well. The rotate is coming in, but it's late.
Kings cannot afford to lose this round. Their money is going to be so low and shattered, essentially. Zeph close towards connector. Spots out the first. A good Molotov going to force the peak. And Liaz goes down, and that's suddenly we're seeing the advantage in favor of the Koreans.
Incredibly played so far from MVP. They're smart in how they've been duking this one out, but what more can they achieve? Zeph, it's an awkward angle, and he's very low. He's going to lose his face as well as the push comes around. Imagine just dispatching everyone. Wizard as well from the elevated angle was able to strike down from above as it falls into a 3 versus 2. They have the molly. The Molotov is going to come out. It will set him ablaze. He's still just holding it out, though. He can get the defuse off. He'll be burnt off to a crisp, but they still get the round, and that is all that matters. You can see the sigh of relief there.
Yeah. So happy they've won that one. Even then, their money is still low. 2 players surviving time and time again for Kings. They need to have a round where they have 4 or 5 stay alive. They can build up some money and establish economy going forward. Still, their money, their investment is extremely vulnerable right now, Jack. Round one for MVP will shatter any money that Kings have managed to gather together, and at that point, that could spell a big jump in advantage, or sorry, jump in the lead for MVP, obviously. They win this round, 5-5. Kings forced onto a low force buy. This could be 6-5 in favor of MVP, then an eco from Kings. 7-5 could very easily be this scoreline if MVP can try and clutch this round.
It's true. They just have to try and invest everything they can into this one and hope for the best. They found some good entries in the previous few rounds. Let's see how they're going to choose to deal with Pop Dog as well, as the nades are rolling through. Liaz is getting incredibly low. Obviously, that SMG can be powerful in close range. They're spamming down as well. They know he's there, and they're aware of his shenanigans.
Nice little one-way there from Liaz, trying to capitalize off of that. Obviously extinguishing the Molotov and still finding something extra to gain advantage from. Liaz onto low HP, of course, from those Molotovs and whatnot thrown towards Pop Dog. Regardless, though, he will have a front-forward position in terms of the CT defense, getting himself some early information and denying. But as I said, though, Solo will find the headshot, and here comes his attack and the commitment towards the A site.
You see Solo as well trying to bait out the opposition here as they want to go for this burst straight out through Pop. The timing's going to be critical. They peek together. They're playing it smart as everyone is getting annihilated now on the side of Kings. Imagine panics and tries to reposition to get out of there. Hat's stuck behind this thick wall of smog as well. He can't quite see into the site as he will eventually clear and he'll find damage to deal as he connects that headshot as well. He's ready for more. Flashbang goes out, seeming like he is setting himself up for the correct peak, but HSK from miles away can slay with the AWP Solo as well, going to land the headshot towards Imagine. They look prepared for that one. It was a very nicely played attack on towards the site. Timing was
the
perfect.
Money right now. Kings, the player that's got the most money in the bank is Sicko on $3,000. Apart from that, 1.5k for Imagine, Liaz, and Wizard. The money is so low right now for the Australian side, and the issue is, do you go for a force buy into this one? Do you go for a double eco? It seems like actually they're going to be going for the double eco here. Just going to be buying Kevlar, upgraded pistols here and there. Some light investment in terms of utility as well. So King's going to be potentially allowing MVP to get to 6-5, and then obviously another eco following that one, 7-5 as I mentioned before. The only issue with going for a double eco here, Jack, is you give so much space for MVP to build up their money further and further by leaps and bounds essentially, because versus the unarmored opponents, they have such a heavy advantage that they should be having 4, 5 stay alive and eventually have 7,000 to 10,000 in the bank, and going forward into the latter portions of this first half, they're going to be able to buy time and time again and force so much pressure onto themselves.
Imagine just going to be slowly reshuffling background as well. Went for the early play, didn't see anything that he wanted to try and risk going for the aggressive peak, so he will back off. Kings actually do have a little bit of map control here. They've pushed quite audaciously. Hans hasn't been spotted by Zeph here as well, so the timing needs to be in his favor on the peak, but he gets him quite low, 34 HP. Nice little jump there as well, as he was showing a bit of flair. But unfortunately, he will fall short. Perry as well with a juicy angle as he gets that headshot on the aggressive Wizard.
The aggressive Wizard did indeed take him down. Obviously, it will be a 4 versus 3, as Liaz does find one on to Zeph. Nevertheless, though, 30 seconds left. Bomb going outside team main. Can we see some crazy plays from the Deagles? I don't think so.
Not looking like it. Liaz essentially just needs to save in this scenario as well, as he's grabbed that rifle. What's the point in just getting rid of it for free? There is none whatsoever. Imagine as well can try and get a little bit more risky here. He only has the Deagle. No Kevlar on him. So he's just spamming down on the trigger, seeing if he can take anyone out just yet. But no real opportunities to find any lucky headshots.
Obviously, the money for MVP has built up a fair bit, so the excuse to try and play for exit kills isn't really too relevant currently. Then again, every kill he gets will whittle it down slowly but surely. For Kings here, this is only 1 out of their 2 potential ecos that they're going to be bringing here. Yeah, I was trying to see if we can find another one. We'll be able to try and save the AK into the next round, and of course, might see him invest into Kevlar off the back of that and try have an impact into round number 12. The only issue is, I don't think he's going to be able to save. Does find a nice headshot there, though, onto Perry. And apart from that, they will be met by even more position as Glow will eventually take him down. So no players surviving from the side of Kings, no guns being saved over into round number 12. And Sicko on $5,000, but apart from that, he is the only player able to afford a buy round. Sorry, to be able to afford to buy into this round number 12. So another eco coming out from the Australian side, and MVP poised now to get to 7-5 and 7 rounds on your T-Hub after losing the pistol as well, Jack. This is the thing. So far, so very, very good.
It's very true indeed. It's been looking pretty good for them, and it can only get better at this point as they've essentially won the half here once they get this round on that T-half. They're going to be able to work their way through, get a very good score at the end of it. Flashbang goes through as well. They're going for a bit of a cheeky play here on that CT side. Let's see how this works out for them. The timing could be very good. They actually do get the early entry, but they fall short now as HSK just ferociously flicking there as he gets that nice double. MongolZ's come in as well to force them to fall back if they were going to potentially go for any more aggression. I like this as well. I like how smart MVP continuously play it through. There's never any moments of breaking in that very structured style of CS. If they know a weapon is down, they will recover it, get it out of the potential hands of a CT. You see sometimes where teams will run that risk of leaving that AK behind rather than sort of, you know, going for that play. So it's good to see so much structure constantly.
No stone left unturned.
Very disciplined.
Exactly. And that's really summed up our experience in Korea as well. It seems like everyone is so disciplined and respectful. Every single like tiny little minute detail is really paid attention to. And right now it's reflecting in their Counter-Strike as well, as they leave no space and no gaps and no openings for Kings to find any advantage into a round.
see what Kings can actually achieve here. As they're going to hear these Thunder feet towards the B-bomb site. They're going to hear these audio cues, the flashbangs popping, everything kicking off. They're going to know something is afoot, something wicked this way comes. But it's actually going to be towards Pop Dog, and the true attack will be the A-bomb site. Imagine peeks out as well and goes down. Luckily, Sicko had a deagle in his hand, and he knows how to deal damage with it as he connects the headshot. We'll find one frag. Perry has been removed. He can't grab the weapon, though. He's got to keep moving and bob and weave. And hope for the best as he gets the double as well. Sicko, incredible stuff with the deagle so far. Upgrades to the AK now. But can he slay as he slowly makes his approach in? Sicko is ripping his way through everyone as he brutally makes his way onto the bomb site and annihilates everyone in his warpath. It's all up to HSK. He's got the smoke as well. Smoke goes down. No kit though, Smods. His time has to be a little bit more faster paced here. He can't try and dilly-dally around as he'll jump on the bomb. HSK needs to peek into this. 6 seconds to spam away, but he can't quite get the shots. He needs to go in for the knife. 3 seconds. Gonna have it. He's missing it. He isn't going to get it. That's the defuse comes out. Sicko gets the clutch, the spray with the AK as well. Takes him down to the end here, surely, as he just jumped up and down. Confusion across the board. What a round from Sicko.
Surely you pause right now if you're MVP. Trying not to get flustered or heated the moment after that one. A 10-second defuse coming out from Sicko. 1 versus 3 has no Kevlar, just a deagle at that. Finds the first kill towards Ali, picks up a smoke as well on the AK. Hits an outrageous shot towards Pop Dog, and then lands the full 10-second defuse, using the smoke as a shroud there to cover his tracks, and essentially gets that round. 6-6 in a miracle round 1 for the Australian side. Is that exactly what they need to ignite themselves to get back into this one? Are we going to be seeing Kings Gaming now firing all cylinders across the board, rallying up after that massive play from Sicko?
I mean, right now, Sicko just seems to be going sick with his deagle. So if he keeps that up in the second half, God help him.
God help him indeed. Round number 13, 6-6, as the scoreline is now tied up after the crazy, audacious play from Sicko himself. 1 minute 15 left on the clock here. Bomb towards Pop Dog. 2 players towards Ali, 1 player towards Team A. And it looks like a very simple split and pincer towards the A site. 2 via Pop Dog, 1 via Team A, and of course 2 via Ali. What usually happens here is you smoke off backlines, you molly out towards Green Train. Very easy way of taking control of Ali. And actually, as I said, that the smokes, and I believe the Molotov will rain through. Actually, no, they're going to be using a... Oh, actually, they've done a burst smoke or a smoke to shroud off the actual back of Ali. But now HSK lining up the normal smoke. Actually, no, just going in for a flashbang as well. Usually what happens is when teams do this smoke towards the end of Ali, they burst through it. But now, finally, we've seen the orthodox plays.
Oh, tried to counter there as Imagine wanted to go for the counter flash and peek his way around, but just instantly gets removed. No chance of him actually securing that. This is a backstab potential as well. Look at close position right behind him. This could be a free frag. What's he going to go for here? Finds the headshot as he will take him down. Solo as well comes into effect. It's all on Hats. A 1 versus 4. He's against the world, all on his lonesome, Snods. He's got an AK and a dream.
I think Kings may have been blessed with a curse for that last round from Sicko. Yes, he won it. Yes, it was a crazy round. The issue is, he survived, and he was the only player that survived in that round, right? They get to 6 rounds, they have no money built up, and now they've been reset once again via MVP. The money is going to be shattered. Somehow, somewhere, they have to scrape the bottom of the pan here and try to afford whatever they have left. I would love to be able to see the money right now, but of course, we really see once the round ends in freeze time. Don't think we speak Korean, do we, Jack?
It's true. We can't.
It's very true.
There's no Keita. We
There's
can't
no, You see the scoreboard, please, Keita. No, he's not here. Anyway, money for the side of Kings isn't as bad as I thought it was. They can drop over this AK from Hats and afford an M4 to himself as well. Can even drop over an AWP as well if he wanted to. Big question right now for Kings. Do you eco this round, or do you buy up and you take the risk? MVP on 7 rounds. If you go for an eco, are you going to have a crazy 1 in a million round like that from Sicko? Again, chances are no. So they will be going for the save. They can buy up into the next round, round number 15. And, well, final round being the, obviously they are going to buy in the final round, but it means they're going to have more chance into it. They'll be able to afford rifles and utility going into round number 15, but in this current one, they will be saving.
That's, once again, the aggressive push, though, as he nearly lands the headshot, but it was just a bridge too far for him. Liaz actually does find 1 kill with that USP, though. Zeph got the double. So they try and try to back a little bit, but that AK is way too far away for him to recover as well. So he can't rearm himself and try and do a bit more damage. Perry actually getting tagged down massively. But there's the frag coming in from HSK with the AWP.
4 versus 2 now. Leaz and Wizard down to just a CZ and USP. No Kevlar as well, so even if they retrieve that 1 AK that was dropped by Zeph, there's no real impact you can have with it. Perry on 15 HP, that could be the saving grace here for Kings if they can find that kill, try and pick up that AWP and have something magical happen. Nevertheless, though, it's likely here that MVP going to make this 8-6, and at that point, once you have 8 rounds in your first half, you're guaranteed the advantage going to the second one, and that puts so much pressure for Kings in that second half pistol because they won their CT pistol, and from there, they've lost time and time again in these these gun rounds, as they're unable to match the firepower that MVP are bringing to this one.
Let's try and see what they can do. They're pushing their way through. Liaz actually looking pretty deadly with this USP so far. Perry will take down Wizard, though. It's all on Liaz to just do as much damage as he can, really. Even then, it's not going to dent the economy enough to make it worthwhile into the final round, but he's trying his best. He's showing his muscles a little bit. He's flexing.
He is indeed, mate.
He is indeed. He'll totally tiptoe his way around. Obviously, the Molotovs are still in play as well. See if he taps the bomb and tries to bait them out.
Surely not 2 10-second defuses in one game.
Edging ever so close. It seems like MVP do want to try and peek it as they're a little bit dubious about what he's actually going.
He's about to run out of time, though. I don't think he has it.
Yeah. Might be worth just trying to save that AK off the time, though. But once again, MVP is smart. They're going to get it out of there. Oh, he does get behind him. He can grab the AK with the timing. Glow will spot him out.
8-6 now, going into the final round of this first half and the first map of this best of 3. 8-6, a 2-round advantage so far for MVP, but now off the back of the EK from Kings, they can afford a goodbye here. Let's take a look at what it's going to be looking like. Sicko with the AWP and Kevlar smoked up a flashbang, which means good utility on the AWP. That's usually quite rare. In terms of performers as well from Kings, Leaz and Hats being the ones putting up the numbers off the side of MVP. Pretty much spread across the board, but Zeph there, 15 kills. So strong performance so far from him. But anyway, enough of that. It will be the 2 AWP set up for the T side. How are they going to utilize that? Usually you'd see one towards Ali, one towards T main, but instead they're sending both towards B.
Oh, Solo coming in early with that nice little opener there.
They have the B side for free.
Yeah, they've just literally blown their way straight through. They can rotate through now as well. Obviously, everyone on King's so confused and unsure if this is the full commit, as they know they need to get over there to try and re-armor that B bomb site. The frag should be coming in. Zeph as well with the aggressive push. Imagines they're trying to make ends meet of what exactly has just occurred.
Risky play there from Zeph to go in alone, but still managed to find the kill. Onto Leaz. Wizard as well will eventually be taken down by Zeph. 5 versus 2 actually in the retake. And there you have it. It's going to be a 1 versus 5 now. Yes, 2 of these players are low HP, but Sicko not having a kill as well to use in his regard. This is going to be a 9-6 hit Jack and a very dominating first half as well when you consider the fact that they did lose their first half pistol.
Yeah, it's very true. I mean, this could basically just be a flawless round from right hit, and it is going to be Sicko. Obviously wanted to go for the shot there, quick switch before he fired. Common mistake, unfortunately, for him, but obviously that is going to be MVP dominating at the end of the half there. A 9-6 scoreline. Very well played for their T half.
It was indeed. In terms of the buy rounds as well, Kings only managing to get 3 and then 9 from MVP, so going into this pistol, if Kings lose it and it is this 10-6 from MVP, they win versus the Force by the win versus the EK from Kings, we could be seeing the exact same scenario we saw in Inferno where Kings win that second half pistol, they go 12-6 up and they manage to close out the game in convincing style. Have the tables been turned?
It's true. We're going to have to wait and see how things will develop on that second half. It's going to continue in this fashion. MVP, there was a lot of potential plays. There was so HSK just ripping his way through. When that's on that CT half, that could be so scary to go up against.
Exactly. I mean, Solo as well. We saw in Inferno he was having such a great impact with it as well. If he picks up that AWP, how is he going to be showing his dominance and putting in his great force of plays? I mean, he as well, on Inferno, he was the playmaker, right? He was the one pushing Baron again, the first kill for the Korean side. He was the one playing so aggressive towards apartments, towards middle, and finding those first kills for the side of MVP, where HSK was playing rather tentative.
Yeah, it was definitely an explosive half. I'm excited to see more coming out from them.
So, 9-6. I believe we are going straight into the second half. No halftime pause this time around. Going to be jumping straight into the action. And indeed we are.
News night with that music. Welcome back.
9-6. So, second half pistol. If you're Kings right now, you're going to be feeling a little bit nervous. If you lose this one on your T side, that could definitely spell the end here. But let's see. Can they bring this one back? They are a momentum-based team, and these pistols are so crucial for themselves.
They've actually shown they have a lot of skill in pistol rounds
They do
as well.
indeed, yeah.
Yeah, you can't really, you know, stick your nose up at them. You have to give them a fair game into these pistol rounds. So let's see how it's going to develop MVP as well. They've shown they're no strangers to popping heads with these little pistols. Early push coming through as they burst their way out and aggressive. Just sprint towards the A-bomb site, Snods, as they want to just overwhelm. Nice smokes in play as well. They've zoned out entirely the CT side defense. They have to reposition. Boost comes through as well, though. This could be very effective towards close connector from Zeph if he plays his cards right. Zeph will get the headshot on towards Wizard, takes him down. Already, they have a 2-player deficit on the side of Kings. MVP still alive with 4.
Hats towards Heaven, though. They have to deal with that issue when it arises. Solo towards team A. We'll find 1. 4 versus 2. Kit and smoke grenade for HSK. Oh, Hats there with a massive 2K, and now Sicko. And that's in the 2 versus 2. They have a real chance. Goes for the hat-trick as well. On the 4K, can he try and secure the ace? Solo now last alive. 1 versus 2. The smoke and the diffuser towards Popdog, I believe. He has to try and retrieve that. We'll find the kill now to Sicko. 1 versus 1. Can Hats get the ace? He has to try and run and get this kill. I don't think there's enough time.
To try and work his way over there, tap the bomb to try and force the face. Hats just knows, peeks out, but he loses his head as he will take him down.
There's no time.
Grabs the hit, but he's got to just get out of there, Snods. That is going to be the victory. Hats, a massive 4K, back-to-back headshots, especially with the double peek as well. I mean, they basically went for a 3-2-1 peek, peeked him at the same time. They played it very well. He just overpowered everyone. So, well played for Kings. We said you definitely can't, disrespect him on those pistol rounds. They've proven that against everyone we've seen them play.
2 incredible miracle rounds now for Kings. A 4 versus 2, 1 where Hats goes absolutely nuclear. And of course the crazy 1 versus 3 from Sicko as well. So how much longer can Kings ride the luck they're currently having and being dished and served? Of course, they have won both pistols now in this best of 3 on the first map here. When you win both pistols on a map like this as well, you are poised to try and take it. Essentially getting yourself 6 free rounds as long as you do win versus the Force Bite and the Eco. And it is going to be 4 players from the side of MVP going for the Force Bite. HSK, the primary opper for the side of the Koreans, going to be opting in for no investment, just a USP and no Kevlar, which means he's going to be able to wield the orb regardless if they win or lose the round.
I like this as well. I love the double molly in towards Popdog. Very, very effective stuff. And look at that. Straight up in. Lovely entries. They're getting the kills they need as well. Wizard obviously trying to maximize cash for that. Mac 10 does go down. You still got the UMP and commission over on Imagine. But even then, this has been a very smooth round from them. If they only lose 1 player, this is a nicely played round.
Glow in the 1 versus 4. Has Kevlar, so if he can try and pick up a weapon off of the corpse of Wizard, there's a chance to try and deal some more impact and some more damage into the round. But unfortunately for the side of MVP, this bomb will eventually explode and grant Kings round number 8 for themselves. And a very likely chance as well they get round number 18 as well, because of course MVP going to be on Eco. Oh, does find 1 actually, does leg up Sicko just a little bit. Can he try and get another kill for himself?
Depends. If they keep trying to push towards him here, he is at a good angle. This is going to favor him right now to try and find those shots off with the CZ. He's getting the tags, but can't quite convert into the full kill just yet, as he will have to fall back. 14 HP is all he has left on him. They want to maximize on this and try and take him down. It's a wild goose chase right now, though. A little bit of ring around the rosies, as he is just sprinting around, keeping them behind him.
Round number 18. MVP going to be on full eco. Kings. No SMGs run out into their arsenal, but they can obviously buy up the Mac 10s if they want to try and bring some high-octane style into this round. But instead this is going to be the 5 rifle setup, 2 Galils and 3 AKs. Kings taking no chances and no risks into this round as they need rounds on the board as soon as possible.
Interesting to see what they want to go for here as well. Possibly just a Popdog push the whole way through and actually try and counter this with the aggression. Early openers come in though as they get 1 look. Actually get a second as he finds their headshot. The CZ Rampage working out fantastically. Zeph as well. This all-out aggressive is just looking fantastic for them, Snods. Consistent frags coming through. They're locking it down. Glow will be burnt to a crisp though, sent off to the Burns ward unfortunately for him as they fall into a 3 versus 2. The rifles are in favor of Kings and now they find that frag. They should definitely get themselves back in the action, but Solo, he's right behind them. He can hammer down on the trigger. Will eventually get that kill on Hats as well. He's probably dazed and confused about how he got behind him.
Sicko in the 1 versus 2. We've seen this scenario before, Jack. Has a Molotov to play with. Will plant towards Heaven and of course backlines of Oil Train. Where is he going to opt to go? Going to be peeking towards Connector. He's going to hear the players thundering out of Connector. 2 versus 1, but these players run out on MVP, don't have Kevlar.
They just need to play together, those Snods. Just work as a unit. They have the rifles to just spam away. Perry does it on his lonesome. Takes him down. They're going to grab this round. That is going to be 10-8 on the scoreline. Kings, they were 1 round away from equalizing it, trying to get themselves back in the ballpark, but it didn't happen.
karma comes right back around for the Australian side as they're the ones to now be at fault versus an eco. MVP get to double digits. It's 10-8 now. Kings still have money to play with though. Obviously they were investing straight into those AKs and those Galils. They didn't go for the light bars and the Mac 10s, and maybe if they had Mac 10s they could have been different. This is the thing, right? Sometimes you can play too passive and essentially quote-unquote too scared versus ecos, and actually that plays into the hands of the pistols. Allows them to get close, to have their impact.
That's the thing. Pistols up close and CS have always been so deadly, especially in CSGO.
Yeah.
The fact that you can just blow people away with those
especially.
one-taps. Yeah.
10-8. Forced by from Kings. They have to win this one, otherwise we could be seeing a convincing lead for the Korean side as they rush towards B.
More of a tempo play coming out from Kings into this round. It seems only stunted by the fact that Molotov has set ablaze to their path as they want to try and slip in towards the B bomb site. Let's see what they can do now. Those smokes will be coming back through. Shroud them for a few seconds as they will just hold out.
HSK going to be rotating in through connector as well, holding Heaven. Just in case Kings still want to go back towards the B site. Wizard holding for the angle, but actually steps onto the ladder. And of course, gives himself no accuracy in that duel. Zeph as well holding for the angle. Spots out another player above Popdog, so he knows there's AKs and there's Galils in play. Oh, sorry, Galil. Oh, sorry. Is a force buy in play from Kings. They haven't ecoed this one and gone for a full buy in the next one. They have fully invested into round number 19. Nevertheless, though, Jack, 1 man advantage for MVP. 1 minute left on the clock. Kings almost forced and pressured into eventually going back towards the B site as HSK is still rotated here alongside of Glow. Can they hold the eventual commitment?
Just waiting right now. They're expecting potentially another aggressive play. Obviously, 40 seconds still on the clock to work with. They have so much utility as well, Snods. They really can make their lives a lot easier if they play their cards right. Setting up for this push out. Glow. He's in a prime time angle to deal damage, but can he actually find the frags? They push their way through. Liaz will take him down instantly, and they keep on going as well. Everyone is getting the battles they needed to win as they find these headshots consistently. It's all on Perry and Zeph. They're not in the greatest positions as well. Zeph can try and go for the late round backstab, but Perry just forced to fall back. There's no way he can get in. Might as well just call the save now.
Yep, going to be throwing in the towel. They're going to be saving their weapons into the next round. Only issue is they've won 2 on the in a row. How much money have they managed to build up here after winning that eco round? Obviously, what happens is you eco, you have about 2,000 in the bank, you win that round, and suddenly you've got an extra 3.5k. And you see teams have 5,000 in the bank even after winning those eco rounds. So let's see if they have enough money afloat to afford a buy here. And if so, are they going to eco this? Are they going to buy around these rifles? As we are about to find out here, as we go to round number 20.
Obviously looking very good right now on the side of MVP, consistently working their way and improving.
So they can still buy, I believe. 4,700 for Perry and as an AK, so we can drop that over by an M4. And yeah, with a force buy coming out from MVP. AWP for Solo. Not onto HSK, that's very surprising. So maybe the captain of the IGL has a spawn, or maybe has a goal in mind at this run. Actually, it's a spawn for B, so he's going to be peeking towards B up. He knows that Kings have been favouring this B half of the map. Let's see if Solo can capitalise off of that and find his first entry.
It's very true. Seemed like Wizard actually makes his way down Popdog first. Did he get the entry out towards the side? Neiled the second as well. Wizard is going incredible right now as he does so much damage. You can see them panicking, forcing the rotate to come over. They need immediate backup on the A bomb site because so much damage has been done just by one singular man. HSK as well, just playing around the smoke, waiting to try and get the correct time to strike here as he could do so much damage if he just waits it out and peaks at the right timing. Plays around it again. He's very swift, but Liaz had the angle covered. Will remove him. That bomb's going to go down now as well. It's a 3 versus 4 retake. And Kings, they're already in their afterplants. They're also reshuffling as well, so they're ready for this. 3 angles going to be peaked separately from MVP. They can't really support themselves right now as well. They don't have a flashbang to help each other. They've only got the smoke and the HE.
MVP waiting for the peaks from Kings, but Kings are going to be giving MVP any chance into this round. Perry and Glow onto very minimal HP. Forced to save into the next one. 10-10 as we are going to be seeing the scoreline equalized once again. Going into round number 21, it will be 10-10. And so far, so good from Kings. They found success towards the B side in the previous round, and this time turning the tides towards that A site as they find victory and success once more.
Well played there, as the scoreline has been equalized once again. Very back and forth this matchup. Both these teams looking fairly evenly skilled right now.
Indeed. I mean, obviously it's a much closer affair than what we saw in Inferno. Kings on that Inferno best of 1 earlier on in the first or the second match of the day. They were really leading the charge. They had such a big advantage throughout the whole of the game. They won 8 rounds in a row on their CT side, but it seems like MVP have really woken up after the best of 3 versus the Mongols, and so far putting a much better performance than that previous game. Flashes towards the B sides, they go heavy and aggressive.
Oh, tempo plays have been working fairly well for them as well, so let's see if this burst is going to be effective as Glow. You can see a little bit of panic there. Drop the molly instantly as you need to try and fall back. Just going to hold off the back of the angle as the smoke comes through to dissipate it. Bush comes down towards Pop Dog. They wanted to try and slip in. Zeph gets the tag off, spots them out as well, and had the audio info. But he knows no one's around down just yet. He's just holding close.
Kings can now line up the Molotovs if they want to, or go for a peek down Pop Dog. Oh, someone just running towards that, and now going to be caught off guard by Solo.
Oh no.
Going to go for the knife. Wizard will be taken down. 4 versus 4 now, and suddenly a real chance for MVP into this one after they lost the first player.
Solo changing careers there as he becomes a butcher in this round, Snods.
Exactly. 1 minute left on the clock here. Kings slowing down the pace and tempo of this round. Before having the man advantage, they could have easily just grouped together and executed onto a site with the lead and the advantage, play their trade game, and secure the round. But suddenly, Solo throwing a spanner into the works says it confuses Kings, as have to slow down the tempo. Solo as well going to be granting the advantage in favor of the Koreans.
Parry, still just waiting to see what more he can actually achieve as they slowly make their way back round. HSK should be so critical into this one as well, as he just needs to hold the angle, support his teammates with this AWP. As long as he gets 1 fragged, it's his job done. He nearly gets the second as well as he lands the tag. He's softened them up. Sicko is the last man left alive. He spams through as well. He's on 4 HP. It's not going to take much to eliminate him.
A gust of wind, a pinch, a push. He's only on 4 HP. Trying to see if he can salvage the AWP into the next round here. It seems likely that he will. Obviously for MVP, their money is low. There's no reason to push and die. You want to keep your money afloat so you can afford weaponry into round number 22.
There you have it, MVP. Get another round for them once again as they start to work their way back through. Obviously, Kings did have a fairly healthy economy, so they can force the rebuy back into effect. MVP, though, still not looking that fantastic. They can get the buyout, but it's going to be an all-out investment, really.
11 to 10. MVP finally back in the lead with this one. Then again, a strong buy from the side of Kings. Let's see if they can keep chaining these rounds together. MVP want to break the money from Kings, force out the ecos and the low buys, and from there gain those essentially 3 rounds and get themselves closer and closer to the final goal of that final hurdle being the 16th round. Still, they're 1 minute 30 left on the clock here. B presence denied by MVP early on as a good smoke towards B upper from Glow will delay the aggression and the map control from Kings. As with the bomb being dropped towards T-Spawn, Kings opted to go for a very slow default here. Usually they're grouping together towards Ali, towards Pop Dog, but this time they've slowed the pace right down as they're seeing if MVP are going to be walking into their stacks and their holds.
Right now, as they get ready to try and make a play. If Glow peeked, he would have good timing to try and find that kill. He does peek round, but unfortunately they overpower him as Imagine will get the headshot off. Solo is close by as well. The smoke is going to go down. He looks like he wants to try and charge straight through it, play around the angle. Hat spots him out and will take him down as well. So it's just brutally done from Kings right now as they get themselves into a 4 versus 3 scenario into the round. 2 players situated towards the A site. 1 trying to rotate over through to B through Connector. So it's not fantastic just yet. And he goes down as well. Hats. He's been so crisp so far throughout this series.
4 versus 2. Sicko on the angle now, the AWP. HSK with the AWP of his own. Problem is just a peek into the AWPer. And actually, as the bomb does go down, there's a window now for opportunity for MVP to try and push in. HSK will find 1, 3 versus 2. Can he get another and equalize the scoreline and the numbers? But instead, you've got the flank coming in. Liaz should be the insurance policy that Kings need. And eventually will be taking down HSK. So, 11 to 11. And MVP are potentially reset here. Let's see what the money's going to be looking like into the next one. Oh, and it's not looking too good, Jack.
Oh, incredibly broken there on the side of MVP, so obviously their cash is going to be fantastic. This is where Kings can really start to assert themselves with more of a lead rather than just that consistent power struggle back and forth.
11 to 11, and the pause going to be coming out here. Tactical timeout for MVP as they're trying to work out the best plan of action. Do you go for a half buy, a save, a quasi buy? You know, just buy deagles here, maybe buy some smokes, some like utility of flashbang, maybe buy a flashbang for B lower. Have 4 players grouped there, flash the top of it, and try and push together as a unit. Still, MVP discussing the best gambit, the best play they can try and make here once their backs are against the ropes here, with the money being so low.
It's true. Their backs against the wall. Need to reset mentally. Come back in strong, obviously. Essentially, they will have to concede this round. They did do some interesting stuff on their ecos prior to this, though. Obviously, they're very unorthodox players. That shock and awe style CS is what you need to do on your ecos, though. You can't play it out like a gun round. You're never going to win those like that in that fashion. MVP have been quite good at going for those bold confidence plays, and Kings haven't expected it.
So, it's going to be the full eco. 5 USPs, no Kevlar for the side of MVP. They're going to be fully saving into the next one and the following rounds. Usually in this scenario, you would see a stack coming out 4 towards B. You can see the push coming out from Solo, and eventually will be taken down from the AWP from Sicko as he was holding the angle towards Ali.
Oh, Glow here as well, though, could be quite useful. Obviously, they're trying to bait in hats right now, as he'll just hammer down the AK. Doesn't really want to overextend just round. Zeph and Glow are there to try and trade it back as they want to extend together. They're going to peek at the correct time, and this could be huge, actually, as the angle isn't currently being covered. They're focusing off towards players that are pushing around. He tries to flick, but Zeph will take him down as they already get that first frag. They can recover the AK as well now, but even then, it's going to be a 3 versus 4 with just 1 rifle in commission for MVP, no one with armor as well. It's going to be a struggle for him to do much.
AK. Retrieve from Glow. Going to be saving that one, I guess, into the next round. They will save themselves a little bit of cash. But then again, as expected, actually, maybe, what happens if the fact they save this AK, will that mean MVP go for a buy into the next round if they can afford 2 or 3 rifles plus the AK? I'm going to be seeing a force by to try to catch Kings off guard.
Definitely a lot of potential for it, I think, at this point. Obviously, that AK will be able to skimp them out and help them a little bit in terms of getting those buys out and actually getting the rifles into their hands. Kings going to exit together as well. They're playing it very smart as this one. Don't want to run that risk of giving away any more weapons as they already realize they've conceded that free rifle.
12 to 11. MVP have money to buy, and it seems like they will do off the back of saving the AK. What impact is they going to have into the second half here? As we go into round number 24, it will be a buy from both teams. Solo on the UMP, maybe expecting a weaker buy than Kings about to bring to the forefront. There you have it. 2 UMPs, 2 M4s, and the AWP for HSK. The same can't be said for Kings, as they've got a 4 rifle setup with the AWP as well onto Sicko. And so far, the AWPs have really been prevalent to this game. HSK having a good game. Same can be said for Sicko, but a high octane style of CS as they rush out Pop Dog.
Hat's peeking straight through as he's just removing everyone right now. Wizard supports him as well as backup as they get the double entry towards the bomb site. They've secured A-site control, and it's up to HSK, Solo, and Glow to work together as a troublesome trio to attempt to retake this. They are outnumbered and outgunned. They're not in very effective angles to try and peek right now as well. So Kings, looking like they want to grab that 13th round so swiftly. Solo hammers down with the UMP as Liaz will peek towards him. He is going to be able to find that frag, but even then, just recover the weapon and go for the save. Most likely will be the key play. Can't even allow to do that. Sicko just finds him through the smoke.
HSK and Glow going to be saving their weapons into the next one. But of course, again, Kings managing to catch MVP with their trousers around their ankles, essentially. Very fast play towards Pop Dog, sending 3 players out. The issue is, there for MVP, even if you get that first kill, you're instantly going to be traded up by Wizard. Obviously, if Hats didn't get that first kill. You have Imagine behind him as well. Flashes from Team A to blind the CT side, and that's exactly what happened, right? The player towards Electric Box and in front of Red Train was completely white. Had no chance of having an impact into that one, and was swiftly taken care of. Going to be another buy there for MVP. As they seem to be buying time and time again, but they can't quite rack up enough to warden off the aggression from King so far.
It's true, MVP. Looking like all that consistency, all the mesh that was looking very good has started to chip away, and they can't quite get it together right now. They need to reset themselves mentally and really dive back into the action soon, as their CT half is letting them down. Zeph seemed like he did want to try and go for a bit of a bold play, but we'll just be holding close under Pop Dog now.
1 minute 30 here on the clock. Only 15 seconds being played out, but already front positions from MVP as they play close towards Sandwich, towards Pop Dog, and inside Pop Dog as well. King still holding. They're expecting aggression from MVP, and they're correct. Smoke comes out towards Team Main. Oh, he's sort of going to try and get a bit too aggressive here.
Solo. You can see him get ready to try and peek around. Obviously, Flashbang's going to go out there as well, as he will just hold and slowly slip away. Right now, nothing much rather than trading information. Obviously, Zeph has been tagged down incredibly low, but he's still alive, and that's all that matters at this point.
Low HP there for Zeph onto 10. Another advantage here for Kings early on into the round. Obviously playing very, very different to the last one. They had 3 rush down Pop Dog and rush in towards that A site and swarm it. This time they're playing very slow and passive. They're trying to force MVP to use their grenades early on into the round, but instead they slow down the pace, and there you have it. 2 entries towards A. Zeph is low HP. This could be another save again here, Jack.
Yeah, this is when you kick the overdrive into first gear now. Charge your way up, see if you can actually find the frags that are necessary as they just rip their way for everyone on the entries, and it's looking very effective for them. HSK as well, seeming like he might try and get something. As they're risking it a little bit, they are trying to find those frags on towards Kings, but they finally realize it's not worth it. They're going to back off. Once again, go for the save, as you said. That's going to be the 14th round secured now from Kings. 2 away from picking up Train. If they do get the victory here on Train as well, we've seen them on Mirage. We know there is potential.
Oh, yeah, of course. For MVP, they can come back into this one on a Mirage, try and exploit the same weaknesses that Renegades did in the last one. Nevertheless, there's going to be 14-11 Kings. 2 away from getting to 16th. They're getting a 1-map lead here in this best of 3. And for the side of MVP as well, they have 3 players surviving. 3.4k is their max round loss bonus, so they can still afford to buy into this one. And as I say that, actually, HSK can drop over an M4. Could be seeing a FAMAS buy, or FAMAS drop, sorry, for solo. But it should be a rounded off buy here for the side of MVP going into round number 26. Kings, obviously, if they can keep forward the momentum here, should be getting ever closer to the match point, and eventually the aforementioned 16th round and claiming this first map.
Obviously right now taking that moment out to try and reset themselves, work out tactically what they want to do getting back into this. And they need to. They have to try and get their heads together, Snods, because you can see it's almost as if they've sort of dropped now in the style of play they were going for. It was very effective. All of a sudden, fast few rounds, they just can't quite get it together. They're not as neck and neck as they were previously. 14-11 is the scoreline. Are they going to be able to deny Kings getting match point?
To be honest with you, Jack, I don't think so. Kings have really been mounting so much pressure that MVP are just folding right now underneath it. Boost comes out towards Connector though, so even if they did go for an execution, he can still peer over those smoke grenades. But once again, the bomb dropped above Pop Dog, and Kings playing a very slow passive default, expecting aggression from MVP. And already that you can see Solo trying to get a bit tentative towards Ali, trying to see if he can push his luck essentially, try and get an early kill, some information as to where eventually King's going to be committing towards which half of the map.
Yeah, where are they going to be actually going towards when they finally go for this commit? You can see obviously outside of B just waiting, making a little bit of noise to try and keep them on their toes, plant the seeds out in their mind. As they actually do regroup close by, seems like there is always potential for this late round B take.
Bomb above the B site. Instead of players scattered and roaming across the map though, as they do go back towards Pop Dog. It's going to be the Pop Dog split here, pinstring from Ali, from Team Main, and of course, Pop Dog itself. Let's see if they can pull this one off again.
Charging straight out, HSK will take, and with HSK with a second as well. This is what we need to see HSK as he's in for the triple, and he's ready for more. Can he actually get that quad though, as he's been critical in this round so far. HSK keeping it up. It's a 4K so far, blowing everyone away with this absolute dominancy as they push in. You cannot stop this man.
Liaz in the 1 versus 3. These kills are so impactful as well when you consider the money that MVP have left. 20 seconds left, does find one, goes for the flashbang. Can he catch another player off guard towards Electric? No, he can't. Glow will eventually take him down. But then again, they've done money to the bank of MVP, and now the round loss bonus is reset, which means if Kings get to match point, I think that should be as good as done. Then again, the MVP are 3 away from at least getting to 15 and forcing OT.
Yeah, MVP had to try and get back into the game there as well. It's a massive round to win, and it was done in a flashy fashion. And this is what we need to see those key players like HSK to actually come to fruition. Really start to go for those massive plays time in, time out, because that's the only way they're going to be able to work their way through now and actually start to dominate once again.
Are Kings going to put their foot down into this one and play a very high tempo style of CS? I think so, as they're rushing down towards the B side, but then they get a good read from MVP as they have 2 players on the CT defense.
Oh, Glow in the elevated angle as well. He has the high ground. He knows how to use it to his advantage as he will get the first entry. Wizard also falls. Sicko forced to back up and link with his teammate. And look where the bomb has dropped, Snods. That is going to be so awful for him to attempt to recover.
3 versus 5. The boost coming out towards B up as they're trying to find a player that rotates in towards the B site. Liaz finds one. And Zeph will be taken down. 3 versus 4, so there is still room here, potential for the side of Kings.
3v4. All 4 players on the side of MVP stacked on the site. They know where the bomb is. They're in good angles as well. Slowly tiptoeing around. Everyone is attempting to restructure this push. Imagine we'll get 1 kill as he brings it back into more of an even situation now. They actually have the late round backstab as well. They can try it and send Liaz through Connector and see what he can achieve as this round develops. He could be massively impactful if he goes at the correct time, and obviously they are making noise now, trying to get him to focus towards close ramp as Sicko tiptoes through. Can recover the bomb as well. But where do they go from here?
3 versus 3. Sicko with the up, trying to have an impact. Oh, misses the flick. He needed to land that one if Kings wanted to still be able to come back into this one. Molotov comes out, 30 seconds left. Sicko still towards Grey Train. Trying to see if he can find an impact into this one. Jump peak comes in and eventually Glow will take him down. A fast frag from Imagine Liaz as well. Suddenly leaving HSK alone in the 1 versus 2. Gets the drop on from Imagine, and 15 to 12. Match point here for the Aussie side as it seems like they're going to be sending MVP down under.
Oh. Potential here, Snarl, that we could see 2 Australian teams making their way out of Group A. Be a sight to behold if they actually do find their way through. They need to win this and the following match. Obviously, Train is going to be the EM after this. And if you look at the bye right now as well, MVP looking like they have finally crumbled under the pressure. They've got to the crunch,
yeah,
but they know nothing of the crunch.
4 CZs for themselves and a scalp. Oh, we're going to be seeing a fast play from Kings trying to overwhelm the lack of firepower that MVP have. Fast peeks towards teammate. Smoke comes out towards Sandwich. As they're just trying to see if anyone's going to be peeking themselves just yet. Sick of the first with the op. Fuzz find 1. And now we are seeing a 5 versus 4. Massive advantage in terms of firepower and utility. It's looking likely that Kings do close this one out in convincing, well, I'd say convincing fashion. MVP have done a much better performance than we saw in Inferno. But then again, Kings always had the lead.
Yeah, this is true. But still, nevertheless, it is a very effective game so far. The only thing that really hinders MVP so much right now is the fact this CZ buy coming into fruition. It's only effective in those close range angles. There's not too much they can actually do right now as they will slowly actually shuffle back round. Seems like they want to just hold close towards Pop Dog as the Molotov is in there as well. Imagine needs to try and get through. Yeah, so he's just going to drop the bomb and just hold it out.
Yep. Patiently waiting here. Oh, they get the drop on both those players as well. 5 versus 2. Make it a 5 versus 1. Glow now last alive with the CZ, trying to have an impact. He does make it happen. 2 kills for himself, and he has the bomb as well. Retrieves the AK. Has a smoke to play with to try and delay the push. 1 versus 3, 45 seconds left. Can he stop and dismantle Kings here?
I love the fact we're starting to see that way to clear Pop Dog a lot more commonly now.
Yeah, we saw it only, what, 1 or 2 weeks ago, and from there it seems like all the teams have brought it to their meta.
Tried to get into the arsenal, yeah. It's definitely been effective, obviously. Absolutely fantastic in terms of how easy it is to clear those angles. You do not have to worry about that disadvantage now when you drop like that. So, 3 versus 1. Glow, he's armed, and he is deadly. But can he actually stop this absolute army that is coming towards him? Liaz, Sicko, and Wizard. It's terrible. Terrifying trio on that terrorist side. They will get site control towards B. The bomb has gone down. They can slip into afterplants. But what can Glow do as he's getting spammed away already? Well, Peak Round gets 1, but he goes down. That is going to be Kings picking up the victory. 16 to 12 on Train as they will claim map 1 of this best of 3. 1 map away from grabbing themselves that 2nd seed on Group A.